Hi, myself Uttam. In today's class, we are going to discuss on the topic role of metals in biological system, which is under the branch of chemistry, bioinorganic chemistry. At first, we know that what is bioinorganic chemistry. Bioinorganic chemistry is a field that encompasses the interaction between inorganic chemistry and biochemistry, in which inorganic molecules, including metal ions and coordination compounds, are necessary for a life of many organisms in the way of its functions. Inorganic metals are the key compounds of enzymes and plays the vital role in biological processes. That's why the bioinorganic chemistry is important branch in science. The inorganic chemistry is involved in structure and functions of all form of life forms present on earth. Bioinorganic chemistry is the inorganic chemistry of living organisms. It is concerned with the functions of metallic and most non-metallic elements in biology. In biochemistry, metal ions can have structural roles, catalytic roles, or both, which is the important part of a role of metals in biological system. Again, I repeat, in biochemistry, metal ions can have structural roles or catalytic roles or both roles. So, the metals plays a important roles in biochemistry. In biological process, all the enzymes are protein, but all the proteins are not enzymes. Enzymes are responsible for and then we know about the enzymes. What is the enzymes? Enzymes are responsible for all the biochemical processes. That enzymes are made up by the proteins are the combination of amino acids by peptide linkages. It's a large molecule known as a like a polymer molecule. All the enzymes are protein, but all the proteins are not enzymes. These enzymes or proteins also classified by the metals in which present in the proteins or enzymes. If the enzyme have a metal, it is known as a metalloprotein. If the metal present in active site is responsible for the catalysis of biological processes known as a metalloenzyme. Various inorganic metals plays a crucial role in biological processes such as structure, charge, carriers, redox reactions, metabolism, activating small molecules, and then various elements are required for biochemical processes. By the required amount of supplement, it could be classified into two types. One is macronutrient or essential bulk elements. Other one is micronutrients or essential trace elements. I repeat, the required amount of it supplement could be classified into two types. One is a macronutrient or biologically essential bulk elements. Other one is a micronutrients or biologically essential trace elements. Today we discuss about the things. The human body is made up of proteins. Now we now we inside going into the classification. So bioinorganic chemistry. It's another introduction for that. Always we discuss in the previous slides. I give a brief introduction about the bioinorganic chemistry. Bioinorganic chemistry is an interdisciplinary scientific branch that examines the chemistry of inorganic entities with biological and biochemical system. It is the inorganic chemistry of living organisms. It is concerned with the functions of all metallic and non-metallic elements in biology. These metal ions plays in a vast number of widely differing biological processes. And bioinorganic chemistry is the branch of a chemistry, branch of a chemistry. It combines both inorganic chemistry and biology and pharmacology and toxicology it also consists of various parts of a chemistry. Now we get into the classification of essential elements in biological system. Here the essential elements, all the elements are essential, but it was differ from the amount recurring. We all always discuss always told we I always told that human body is made up of proteins and bones. Not only human bodies, all the living beings are made up of proteins and bones. From that, the major constituent of proteins are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. In some cases, sulfur is also involved in making protein. So, and then bones and teeth are made up of calcium. By this way, the amount of opposite elements are present in huge quantity, but it is in less quantity or abnormal quantity. It creates abnormal health issues. Hence, it is considered as essential bulk materials, which are shown in left side of this slide. The essential bulk materials are carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, chlorine. These elements are known as essential bulk elements, which is required for high amount, which is required in a high amount for a biological system, because we know that our body is made up of a protein. Protein is a combination of amino acids. So combination of amino acids, so it consists carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and the nitrogen, and then phosphorus and nitrogen. So some other elements is needed in a bulk level for many biological processes. In the right hand side, I saw the essential trace elements. This essential trace elements is very important for biological processes. It is required by living organism in very minute quantities, but the role of the essential trace element is important in biological processes. Essential trace elements are mainly responsible for co-catalytic properties of enzymes. These kind of elements only require very low quantity for doing chemical processes in living beings and plants. For example, iron in a hemoglobin supply the oxygen to the whole body tissues and of living organism and act as an oxygen transporter. And magnesium in a chlorophyll is responsible for the photosynthesis of plants. All the elements have specific functions for assist biochemical processes in biological system. The major functions of metals in mammals are shown in the next slide. At, before going that, the what are the essential trace elements? We know I told that iron, copper, zinc, manganese, molybdenum, cobalt, chromium, vanadium, nickel, cadmium, tin, lead, lithium, boron, fluorine, iodine, selenium, silica, and arsenic. This slide shows the functions of metals in mammals. So, what are the functions? It is the uses. Now, functions means the another kind of thing is an uses. The structure hard materials, bone and teeth is made up of calcium. So function of a calcium metal is forming a structure hard materials, bone and teeth, and then cell membranes and carbon cellulose and some other carbon materials is used to construct cell membranes. And the biological bulk materials and trace bulk elements is used to made a DNA and RNA structure. We know that DNA has a four components and RNA has a four components. All the four are organic components, and then protein, including enzyme, which are made up of bulk materials and trace materials, combination of bulk and trace materials. So these are the structural functions of a metal in mammals. Now we go to the biological processes. What are the biological processes used for the elements is responsible for the biological processes? The charge carriers, sodium, potassium, calcium, act as a charge carriers and redox reactions. So iron, copper, manganese, nickel, and cobalt. These elements are act as a redox reactions, responsible for the redox reactions of enzymes. For example, we know that iron present in the hemoglobin, which act as an oxygen carrier or oxygen transporter. And then metabolism, degradation of organic molecule. Nowadays, every day we have eat a food and we get energy from there, and then the wastage has been wastage will be segregated. So these are the metabolic processes has been carried by the various biological processes, which are responsible for, for the for the elements and then activation of small molecules. These all the things are the functions of metals in mammals. So for example, we chose hemoglobin and myoglobin. Hemoglobin and myoglobin both are the heme unit, but differ from its functions only. The hemoglobin is a Both hemoglobin and myoglobin are metal porphyrins which contains heme group in their structure. Heme group iron atom coordinated with 4 nitrogen in porphyrin ring. Porphyrin is a derivative of a porphyrin which contains 4 pyrrole unit and it was linked by methyl group. Both hemoglobin and myoglobin is an respiratory pigments. So hemoglobin consists of 4 heme unit and myoglobin consists of 2 heme unit. In the function of hemoglobin is a transport of oxygen from a lung to whole body tissues. But the myoglobin is act as a reservoir of oxygen. Whenever the oxygen needed in the particular muscle, myoglobin releases oxygen to it and relax them by getting the oxygen from the hemoglobin. And then functions of hemoglobin and myoglobin. Both hemoglobin and myoglobin contains heme units for transfer of oxygen to tissues. Here, if the heme unit does not having oxygen, is named as deoxymyoglobin. So at first, the oxygen was not coordinated with the hemoglobin. Because the affinity of oxygen is very poor before the first oxygen coordinated to the hemoglobin. After the coordination of a first oxygen, it gets the affinity towards the bond, make a bond with the molecular dioxygen. That and then it gets a oxyhemoglobin. So now we know here we know that the heme unit does not having oxygen is named as a deoxyhemoglobin, and then heme unit having oxygen is named as oxyhemoglobin. This is the mechanism for a formation of deoxy and oxyhemoglobin. It's a reversible one. This oxyhemoglobin transport the oxygen to the all over the body of the tissues from the lungs and get the after transporting the oxygen and get the carbon dioxide in the form of a carbonic acid from all the tissues to the lungs. Other essential elements and its biological activities. The essential elements are shown in a left hand side and its biological activities are shown in a right hand side. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is a life supporting property because all the amino acids have a hydrogen molecule with itself for the valence for completing the valence of a carbon atom, and it's a major element in water. Otherwise, without water we can't live. It plays a role in operation of several enzymes. It controls protein folding and opening. It acts as an encapsulation of active sites in hydrophilic and hydrophobic environment. So these are the functions of hydrogen and then oxygen. It plays an important role in various biochemical and physiological processes. It involves mainly in respiration, immune function, and photosynthesis. And we know that water also consists of oxygen. Without oxygen, we can't live. The carbon, it is the key important element in any form of life. It is a part of the organic molecule presently in living organism. So carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, fats, enzymes, hormones, and then sulfur. It is an important constituent of many amino acids. So cysteine, methionine, these amino acids also may part in the proteins. It controls many metabolism. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is an essential element of all the amino acids in plant structures, which are the building blocks of proteins. Not only plant structures, so our body has made up of body always also made up of the protein. So nitrogen is the important component of nucleic acid that forms DNA, a genetic material. So sodium is used for the generation of nerves impulses and for maintenance of electrolyte balance and fluid balance. So sodium ions are necessary for heart activities and certain metabolic functions. Health is affected when the body has too much and too little sodium. They are needed for the transport of sugars and amino acids into the cells. Potassium. It is the key important element in any form of life. It is a part of all the organic molecules present in living organism. So it helpful to produce energy to the particular tissue. Example: carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, fats, enzymes, and hormones. Phosphorus is an integral component of ATP. adenosine triphosphate, the major energy generating molecule in the system, assisting in the contraction of muscles. Phosphorus is required for assisting the contraction of muscles. If the phosphorus deficiency leads the pain while I am contract muscles, raiding the systems of toxins, food waste via the kidneys. Transmissions of nerve signals between cell and tissues and organs are required phosphorus. Phosphorus is improving muscle recovery and strength post intense physical workouts. And phosphorus producing the main genetic components of all cells and tissues. Example, DNA and RNA has a nucleic acid. That nucleic acid components has a phosphorus, preserving normal heartbeat. Phosphorus is very important for preserving normal heartbeat. And then potassium, it is very important one. We have seen in the previous slide also. It maintains the electrolyte balance in the body. It is the very important one. And then diets with low potassium lead hypertension. And then magnesium. In magnesium has some magnesium are present in some metalloproteins, which is responsible for the activity of the enzyme. So it acts as a fuel source in ADP to ATP, and then magnesium in a chlorophyll act as a chlorophyll is responsible for the photosynthesis of plants, and it also protecting the human DNA to maintain electrolyte balance. The calcium is mainly found in bones and teeth of of the living beings. That is a large tank of this material, calcium, and it helps in blood clotting. Calcium helps in blood clotting. Deficiency of calcium increases the blood clotting time. Calcium supports muscle contraction, and deficiency of this metal leads to disorder of nerves. It plays a significant role in the metabolism of nitrogen in plants. Absence of this mineral in the plants affect the size and number of chloroplasts. And the iron, we know that iron. Iron is present in the hemoglobin, which is responsible for the transport of oxygen to all tissues from the lungs. It helps in converting blood sugar into energy. Iron is essential for the growth and development of muscles. It is a chief component of myoglobin present in the muscles. Iron acts as an immune booster. Iron is essential for providing strength to nails, hairs, and skin. Iron also plays an essential role in the enzyme system of our body. It also helps in the production of blood. Zinc. Zinc involved in many aspects of cellular metabolism. It is a very important metal for biological processes. It is required for the catalytic activity of hundreds of enzymes. That's why I told that it's a very important metal for biological processes. It plays a role in enhancing immune function. It plays a role in protein, DNA, and DNA synthesis, wound healing, and cell signaling and division. Molybdenum, it acts as a biological catalyst for reactions in which proton and electron transfer reactions. It plays a role in oxygen transfer in some other organisms. It is useful in nitrogen fixation. These are reference books. Hussain Reddy, Bioinorganic Chemistry. The author is Hussain Reddy, and then Biophysical, Bioinorganic, and Bioorganic Chemistry. Asim K. Das and Mahua Das. Thank you.